Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about systems of equations, SAT type of questions in this video. In systems of equations, technically, you are given two equations and you will need to solve it together to be able to find the values of x and y. Let's get started by reading this question. Very first question that we have is 2x plus y equals 7 and 3x minus y equals 8. This is given. We have different techniques to solve these kind of problems, but the very famous one for this type of questions is eliminating method, which means that you can just eliminate one of the variable. We have x and y in here. We have two variables. We will try to get rid of one of the variables so that we can find the other variable's value, and then we will solve it in one of the equation to find the previous variable value. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. 2x plus y and 3x minus y. If you just can pay attention to the coefficient of the variables, x, what are the coefficient of the x's? 2 and 3, right? We have 2 and 3 for x. For the y, we have positive 1 and we have negative 1 here. So, which means that we will just try to, you know, get rid of the values of y. If you will just add both sides of the equations, just separately, if you will add them, and you will see that this is going to be 2x plus 3x is 5x, and negative y plus positive y. That cancels each other out. 5x is equal to 7 plus 8 is 15. So technically, this will be over here. We have, to get the value of x, we will just divide both sides by 5. Then the x is 15 divided by 5 is 3. So we found the value of just the x as 3. And we're just going to find the value of y. By using one of the equation, you can just go ahead, either use the equation 1 or the equation 2. Whichever is the equation, you can just go ahead and pick. Let's say we will use the first one. In the first equation, instead of x, we will just put 3 now, plus y equals 7. And 2 times 3 is 6, plus y is equal to 7. So take away 6 from each side. Y will be equal to 1. So the value of y is 1. So our solution set is 3 and 1, we can say like this. So, okay, we can move on to the next question here. Let me move on a little more. We have 3x minus 8y equals 22, and x plus 4y is equal to 4. In this case, we don't have them as equal, you know, their coefficient. The coefficient of x is 3 in the first equation, and the second equation is 1. The coefficient of y is negative 8 and positive 4. They are not equal. In the previous example, it was just, you know, equally given. The coefficient of y was positive 1 and negative 1. We just added, you know, together, and we just got rid of it. In this case, coefficients are not given as equal. So there's something we need to do. We will make their coefficient same. How are we going to do that? 3x and x, either you can just multiply the bottom one by 2 or the 3. Let's make the coefficient of y's are equal. Why? Because this is -8. If I will make this +8, it's gonna be easy. Again, I can go ahead and add. So this means we will multiply by 2 in the second equation, both sides, which is going to give us 2x plus 8y is equal to 8. If you will use that, this is what it is. So now, if I will just let me just retype the previous equation here again. So if you can just go ahead and add both sides, this -8 and +8 will just cancel each other out, and 2x plus 3x will be 5x. 8 plus 22 is 30. And to find the x, the value of x, if you will divide both sides by 5, you will see that x is 6. So now I need to find the value of y. I will just go ahead and use one of the example equations we have. We can just use the one on top, and where it's 3 times 6 minus 8y is equal to 22, which means 18 minus 8y is equal to 22. So you can just take away 18 from both sides. -8y is equal to 4. Divide both sides by -8. So this will be -1/2, because when you simplify it. So our solution set is again 6 and oops, -1/2 on this one. Let's move on to the next example. We have given here another example. In this one, we have -7x plus 2y equals 18, 6x plus 6y is equals 0. Again, the coefficients are not equal. To make them equal, we will multiply the top one by 3. I'm just going to make y is equal again. If you multiply one side of the equation by 3, you have to do the same thing on the other side of the equation. In this case, the top one becomes -21x plus 6y is equal to 54. And if you will just, this time, if you will add both sides, you will not get rid of the y, the variable y. So in this case, we're not going to add both sides. Since they have the same sign, we will go ahead and subtract both sides of the equation. If you will take away 6y from 6y is 0. 6x minus -21x becomes positive 27x is equal to 0 minus 54 is -54. And if you will divide both sides by 27, x will becomes -2. If the value of x is -2, we can just go ahead and substitute one of the equation. Let's use the second one this time. 6 times -2 plus 6y is equal to 0, which is -12 plus 6y is equal to 0. Add 12 to both sides of the equation. So 6y is equal to 12, y is 2. Our solution set for this equation is then -2 and 2. Let's move on to next one. -4y minus 11x equals 36. 20 equals -10x minus 10y. In this example, they didn't give you variables in order, as you know. as used to be the previous examples. In this case, we will just go ahead and combine and try to make them in order. So I will just rewrite this so that you can see if I will just put them in order. Negative 10y minus negative 10x is equal to 20. So I'll just try to make it look like in the first equation. So we have negative 10y, negative 10x, they're not equal. So in this case, we will multiply the top one to make them equal to 20. 4 and 10, the least multiple of 4 and 10 is 20. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 4, I mean the 5, and this one by 2. And this becomes, in the new equation, let's write it over here, negative 20y minus 55x is equal to 5 times 36, 180. And 2 times negative 10y is negative 20y. Negative 20x is equal to 40. This is 180 again. So they have the same side. If they have the same side, remember we subtract. Negative 20y minus negative 20y becomes positive and they cancel each other out. Negative 55x minus 20x becomes positive and it makes negative 35x. And take away 40 from 180, which is 140. And if you will divide both sides by negative 35, this cancels each other out. X is, this is 4 times. So this is negative 4. If the negative x is the value of x is negative 4, let's substitute in the one of the equation. Let's use this one. And the second equation I'm going to use. 20 is equal to negative 10 times negative 4 minus 10y. So negative 10 times negative 4 is positive 40. 20 is equal to 40 minus 10y. And I will just take away 40 from here. And negative 20, let's continue here. Negative 20 is equal to negative 10y. Divide both sides by negative 10. We get the y. And y will be 2. So our answer is negative 4 and 2 for this example. Okay. This type of questions you might see in the exam. Thank you for watching, and I wish you good luck in your exams. Hope to see you around. Thank you.